Hi everybody, welcome back, and for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. Today we're making a Mexican lasagna and it's chock full of vegetables. I've got zucchini and tomatoes, some corn, cheese. There's no meat in this, so it's just, like I said, full of vegetables, very delicious and pretty healthy for you. So I'm Rockin' Robin and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right guys, let's go over our ingredients. We're gonna need some vegetable oil, and here I have some corn tortillas, and I have the really mini sized ones that work really well for our casserole because they fit in there and I wanna get a single layer. I have some zucchini here. Cut your zucchini, cut the ends off, and then just cut them lengthwise into quarters, and then you can just chop it up, and it's just super easy and very quick to do. I have a pisillo pepper here, which we are going to char over an open flame on the stove a little bit later. I have some sweet potatoes here that I have cut up into small chunks. You want them small, guys, so that they will cook up quickly. I have a yellow onion here that's been diced, some pepper jack cheese mixed with regular Monterey Jack because I don't like it too spicy because I'm kind of a wimp that way. I have some corn here. I have a chipotle pepper, which is a smoked jalapeno, and again, being the wimp that I am, I take the seeds out, but if you like it hot, by all means, leave it in. We'll need some ground cumin and some salt. I have some minced garlic, vegetable broth, some Roma tomatoes, some creme fraiche, which is just a French style cultured cream, very similar to sour cream, but not quite as maybe sour, and some olive oil. We're gonna start off by roasting our tomatoes so we can get some really good flavor into them. So I've got my oven on broil. I've got the rack at the highest level. And now we're going to cut up our tomatoes. And I have a pan here as well. I have a baking sheet lined with foil. So go ahead and cut your tomatoes in half. I'm going to cut them into 6. That just gives it more surface area in which to char. That's what I'm looking for. So place your tomatoes onto the baking sheet. Spread them out. Then I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil. Just a little bit all around, just to coat them a bit. Give them a toss, rub that in, and then make sure you spread them back out before we put them in the oven. In the oven these go, right on the top rack, and we're going to keep a really close eye on those guys because we don't want them to burn. This is only going to take about 10, maybe 12 minutes. Okay, so here are our tomatoes after 12 minutes, and this is what they should look like, that nice charring. All right, guys, I'm just going to set these here on the stove to cool for just a few minutes before we put them in the blender. All right, guys, now we're going to just quickly roast up our pepper here. And you're going to turn your flame on like medium high, and we're going to set it right on top. It's always a good idea to use tongs so you don't burn your fingers. And this is going to char up all around, and that's what we want. It's going to turn totally black. Don't get concerned with that at all. And we'll just keep rotating it so it evenly browns up. Once you get your pepper charred all the way around like this one looks like it is, it's all nice and black, you can either put it into a paper bag or you can do like I'm going to do, and I'm just going to place it right here in this bowl, and I'm going to cover the bowl with saran wrap. And that's going to just keep it nice and warm. So we're going to let that sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to peel off the black parts. All right, guys, now it's time to saute our onions. So I have a stainless steel frying pan here over medium heat to start off with. I'm going to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil in the pan and the onion. And we are going to saute these for about 15 minutes. So you're going to want to stir them frequently. So our onion has been cooking now for about 15 minutes or so. You can see that it's reduced down and it's turning a nice golden brown. And it's time to add our garlic. So I'm going to pour that in, and we're going to saute this for 2 more minutes. When those 2 minutes are up, we're just going to turn this off and let it cool, and then we're going to start blending our sauce. All right, guys, we're ready to make our sauce, which includes our tomatoes that we roasted. So I'm just going to place all of this into my blender over here. Next goes our onions and garlic mixture, which is nicely golden brown and going to taste wonderful in here. We're going to add our ground cumin and salt, our chipotle pepper, and our vegetable broth. Now we only want enough, use as much of this as we need to just, get it to blend up. So I'm going to pour half in, and we'll just see how that goes. All right guys, we're back at the stove, back to the same frying pan we cooked the onions and the garlic in. I'm heating it up again over medium heat. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of olive oil, and as that shimmers and gets hot, we're gonna add our sweet potatoes. We're gonna cook these up for about 5 minutes. Now while the potatoes are cooking away over here, we are going to go ahead and peel our pepper. The best way to do this is get paper towels and just rub the skin, the black skin off. Now it's okay not to get it all off. In fact, it's probably better if you don't get all the black stuff off because that adds some nice flavor. That's why you don't want to rinse it under some water because you're just going to wash all that flavor away. Now with that pepper, I'm just going to take out the center pod here of little seeds. You can either leave those in or take them out. I'm going to take them out. I don't like a lot of heat, guys. And then I'm just going to chop this up. All right, so we're 5 minutes into our sweet potatoes here. I'm going to add the zucchini now. I'm going to give this a sprinkle of a little bit of salt. Guys, I think you can see here, I've got the heat up to medium-high now. I've got it, really going. And I'm trying to caramelize the zucchini a little bit, but I don't want things to get mushy. It's been cooking now for about 10 minutes or so. I'm going to test the sweet potatoes. I want them, yeah, that was nice, to be somewhat soft. The zucchini's getting soft as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in a little more vegetable broth into this. I'm going to cover it for 2 minutes and it will be done. So now we're going to cook up our tortillas. I've got a small frying pan here and I'm going to put some vegetable oil in here over medium-high heat. I want this to get to about between 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, guys, it's time to fry up our tortillas a little bit. This is going to make them taste a lot better. All right, so we're going to dip those in for just a couple of seconds and then place them on our tray. Then take some paper towels and just blot the tortillas dry of any excess oil. All right, guys, so we're ready to put our casserole together. I have my oven preheated to 375, and so how we're going to do this is I have a 9x13 casserole dish here, and we're going to start off with a nice thin layer of sauce right on the bottom. It doesn't need to be real heavy, just a little light layer. Then we're going to follow that with some tortillas in a single layer, lay those out. Then we're going to add a little bit of sauce on top of each tortilla. Then after that comes the zucchini mixture. I'm going to sprinkle that over the top. Then we're going to add some corn. I'm going to sprinkle that on top as well. And then I'm going to move into the creme fraiche. Now I like putting it in this little bottle so that I can squeeze it out and really get it, distributed really nicely and easily. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to top that with some jack cheese. Then I'm going to repeat the layer. So we'll go back to a tortilla and the sauce and the zucchini and the corn, the creme fraiche, and the cheese. And that's the last layer. We're going to end with the cheese, of course. All right, guys, so now we're going to pop our Mexican lasagna in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes or until all the cheese is nicely melted. All right, guys, here is our casserole hot out of the oven. Probably should let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes before you cut into it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and cut into it now. And I can't wait to try it, but I gotta let it cool just for a minute. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please share it. Leave me a comment. If you have any recipe requests, let me know down below in the comments. And leave me a comment, just say hi. And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you're a new viewer, go ahead and click that button up there and you'll be notified every week when a new video comes out. All right, let's give this thing a taste. I can't wait any longer. This would be great for parties, any kind of get-together that you're having. Guys, that is one delicious Mexican lasagna. I hope you guys will try it. I think you're really gonna like it. It's got, that sauce is really what makes it. Those roasted tomatoes, we've got the cheese in there, the creme fraiche, and all those delicious vegetables. I tell you guys, it's really a good meal. And if you want to, you could always add some meat to it if you really felt like you wanted that. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. Take care.